Alright, I think I'm live. Although I don't know how well it's going, but... Alright. So we're live, ladies and germs, on a random Sunday night. Got a couple hours before I gotta hit the hay and get ready for work. But, you know, just for shits and giggles, why don't we do a painting live stream? So that's what we're gonna do tonight. So I'm also in the spare parts Discord. So if anybody's watching from spare parts wants to jump in and talk a little bit, and watch me paint some cars, then by all means. But this is for IFEA because they're bringing back the Supercars Championship that they host. And it starts this Saturday, so I need to get some cars painted up. And the Ford Falcon FGX is going to be my car of choice. You see, I already got a paint scheme, but I gotta update it because there's a lot of shit. That I need to put on the car because there's some mandatory shit that I gotta do. Because it says all levers, all numbers and specified locations must be in yellow, with an exception made for the current overall drivers championship points leader, who can and will use orange numbers. So on the sides, the number board will be on the front door on each side below the wing mirror. The number will be on the number board and it must be in yellow. The Dunlop logo on both sides of the car, IFEA logo, E-Racing United logo, and the manufacturer logo. Then on the top, on the numbers on the roof, over the passenger side, front corner, and driver's side, rear corner of the car. Must be in yellow on black or dark background. Those are basically the mandatory things I gotta put in. Alright, so I'm going to change the color of this to the matrix color. Get rid of that. That. For the time being. Oh yeah, it's this one. Change that color as well. And get rid of the Pepsi. Alright, so here's the Supercars Championship logo that we have to have. So I'm going to scale this down. Spin it this way.
closer. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. Fancy with it. Spin. $71. Because of course it is. Where the hell is the E-Racing United logo? Yeah. IFEA logo. Tire manufacturer, which in this case is Dunlop. And my manufacturer logo, which he is Ford. Oh, shit. Alright. Fuel. I guess it would be Sunoco. I have another variation, side variation. Move this to the back. here. Of course, can't forget the YouTube channel. Put that. Right there. Right there. Get rid of that. I don't need two of those. I don't need two IFEAs. These are some other logos that I made of various companies. Here are the Columbus Crew logos I made. I made these because literally nobody else had made these, and somebody's downloaded them twice. I tell you what, the amount of time and effort it takes to put into these frickin' logos, good lord. Because it doesn't look like much, but to get it almost like damn near exactly right, it takes a lot of time and effort. But I think it was well worth it in the end. Sure, Pepsi. Apparently Pepsi is coming out with a new variation of its wild cherry flavor. Wild cherry and cream. Of course, I like Dr. Pepper and cream soda. So I'm curious to know what Pepsi and cream, wild cherry and cream is like. So I would be interested in trying that out. Parts logo right there. So that's a pretty standard logo to have on a race car. What? What is it, orange butt? No, we're not like sync. What? What is it, orange butt? The orange butt wants some speeches. The orange butt wants some speeches. Hmm? Butthead. Pretty standard for me, since I live stream this shit. No, I don't want to scale. I want to spin. This? Yeah, probably not. I don't need a second one. Tag hour. Tag hour. Where's the Forza logo? The colors of America! Lifeline. That should fit right there. It's spin. Just a wee bit. Look at that. Perfect. So now what I can do, well, before I do that, now that I think about it, rear bumper. Actually, no. And the team name, PackerMan Motorsports. Actually, I should move the number right there.
It's a Ford. It's called a Ford Falcon FGX, right?
Yep, Ford Falcon FGX. So. Oh, all right. What is it, Orange Bite? Hmm? Around? Where's the Orange Bite? Keep forgetting I can do this now. What is it, Orange Bite? What are you doing, butthead? If that wasn't enough, once I'm done with this, I gotta take pictures and shit and post it to the IFEA livery submission spot because they have to be approved.
Okay, so livery.
Okay, so I gotta move these out of the way. Where'd you go, Orange Bud? Around. What? What? forgetting.
MD162. Hi there. Not familiar with that name, so I'm assuming that this is your first time at my channel. I'm just doing some painting on Forza.
Because honestly, this game's painting tool is second to none, really.
You have all NASCAR Heat games?
I do not at the moment. I think I
did a play test for Heat 4, I want to say, but that was a long time ago. I mean, I would have liked to have gotten into the Heat games, but some of them were just
buggy as all hell. I mean, especially Ignition. Shit.
So hopefully the new NASCAR game, which I'm assuming is going to be coming out later on this year. I think they said it was like September of this year. NASCAR 25. Hopefully it's good. Because it's being done by iRacing. I think it's iRacing that's doing it. So hopefully it'll be somewhat decent. I mean, I don't know if it'll ever get back to the level that they had with the NASCAR Thunder games, or what I consider to probably be the best NASCAR console game, NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup. Like that one was fucking just perfect. Because it had the 4 different divisions, and you could buy teams and do all sorts of different shit. And it just feels like they got away from that. Because then they came out with NASCAR 6 Total Team Control, which was an interesting idea in theory, but the perspective and behind the cars just felt weird. It just felt a lot slower. Like everything wasn't rushing by like it was in 2005, and I just didn't really like that style. It was just so weird. But that's just me. It says to be on a black background, but the roof's already black, so. And this one could probably stand to be moved over a little wee bit more. So like right there. Alright. I'm probably going to adjust this a little wee bit. What am I going to put on the top here? as far as the roof is concerned. Some put a number. Some put alternate sponsors. Okay.
Well, with that being the case, put barrel. It looks like they face it this way. Manufacturer logo. Oh, I didn't want to spin it. What your state? And mirror it to the other side. Boom. For some of these, we just gotta flip them horizontal. And we also might have to adjust the distances between them a little bit. It's a little weird. I gotta move the matrix one. I'll do that in a minute. A little bit. It's not the first time I've been subscribed to your channel since November 1st, 2021. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, I appreciate it. I just don't... I guess in that case, I haven't really seen you around all that much. But I do appreciate it. This needs angled a little bit. Flip. Left, 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 right, left. What do you think about all NASCAR heat games being removed from all digital stores? I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know if I agree with them doing that. Because, I mean, as as controversial and as broken as some of them are, they still do have a dedicated community to them. I mean, some of them you could probably still buy physically, but I mean, digital. I mean, a lot of people prefer digital because you don't have to friggin' leave your house in order to get a game anymore. So, I guess if there wasn't physical copies available, I would probably have a bigger issue with it than I normally would, because with digital only stuff, if you remove it, then you no longer have access to it, which is kind of dumb. So, but I mean, still removing access to it regardless. I mean, I don't know. I don't really agree with it, because even if I don't like it, somebody else might. You know, it all depends on tastes. You know, it's different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? Spin this around. Move this over here. Not removed, delisted. Oh, delisted. I mean, although I guess if it's just delisted. I mean, I think as long as you have purchased it, you can still play it. It just won't be available for future purchase. What do you expect from the new NASCAR game? I don't know, because I think it's being handled by iRacing. Let me double check here. NASCAR 25 game. Yeah, it is being handled by iRacing. So yeah, it says it plans to release NASCAR 25 across all consoles and PC in fall 2025. What to expect? I don't know. I mean, I would like to see like a robust career mode, because that was one of the things that I really liked about the early NASCAR games from the 2000s. Like I said, especially NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup. Like, that was, I mean, I think to this day it's still my favorite NASCAR game ever, because the amount of different shit that you could do in that game is crazy, and all the different tracks. I think they had all of the tracks that the Cup Series raced at, and they also threw in some fantasy tracks, like a bunch of fictional short tracks, which is pretty cool. I mean, I like to see something like that, and maybe another thing that I would like to see is a robust painting tool, kind of like what Forza has, because let's be completely honest here. You know, Forza, especially this one, might have its faults, although over the past year or so it has gotten better, a lot better, because Forza, I mean, when it first came out, like, it was missing a lot of features that had been in previous games, and it's just like, why would you keep those features out? Like, it didn't make any sense. And while the console versions seem to run fine, the PC version, oh my god. Like, the PC version of this game, shit. Like, there were glitches galore. Half the time it didn't even work. Like, it was crazy. But it has gotten a lot better. It still has issues, especially for those playing on PC, but it has gotten better. And they've added in pretty much all the features that should have been in the damn game in the first place. I know it's like, well, you know, they also didn't include a lot of tracks. That's an entirely separate issue, because the racetracks, they have to be licensed to be used, because a lot of the real world tracks require you to have specific licenses to be featured in various forms of content, and that includes video games. So that's one of the reasons why Forza 7 was delisted, because basically all the track licenses for that game had expired. So now with this, they're finally adding new tracks to the game. They added Sunset Peninsula, which was in Forza Motorsport 4. So that was interesting. And then they recently added in Mount Panorama. And apparently, I guess they've been adding one new track every other month, because every month they do a major update. They just had one this month, and then if the trend continues, next month they'll release a new track, but we'll have to wait and see. But as far as the new NASCAR game is concerned, though, when it comes to the painting tool for Forza, no, it's second to none. Like, the amount of crazy shit that you can make in this game because of the amount of layers that you get is crazy. It's one of the things I wish that the World of Outlaws game had, because it has a painting tool, but Jesus, it was woefully undercooked. You know, and then they recently came out with, you know, the new World of Outlaws game, World of Outlaws 24, and it basically just felt like a stat upgrade of the previous one, because, you know, apparently they were going to add in like track degradation and all that stuff, but the problem is that track degradation shit isn't included on online play. So it's like, well, what's the fucking point of even having it then? I mean, what's the point of even releasing a new game when it's just the same fucking game, just updated? Like, I don't understand that shit. So yeah, that's another thing that I want the new NASCAR game to have, is a robust painting tool. It doesn't have to be exactly like Forza, because that's kind of a high bar to clear. But, you know, if it has something similish to it that allows you to express your creativity, I mean, within reason, because there are people, there are assholes out there that like to fucking, you know, create like offensive shit and all that stuff. So I'm just saying, within reason. But if it's like racing related and all that good stuff, then yeah. Did you see anything about the new game Assetto Corsa Evo? I have not, actually. Assetto Corsa Evo. Early access on January 16, 2025, which was 3 days ago. Game promises a realistic experience with iconic cars, immersive tracks, and a new high-performance engine. Players can expect a mix of road and race vehicles from various classes and eras, including classics, hypercars, and road cars. I mean, I've heard of Assetto Corsa Competizione, but Evo, this is the first time I've seen it. Yeah, I might check that out when I get a chance. But yeah, one more thing about the NASCAR 25 game. Hopefully, the AI, which was a huge problem with the Heat games, I hope that gets straightened out, because good lord. And hopefully the online multiplayer is pretty good. And it doesn't have like desyncing issues and all that other shit. Because Spare Parts, the racing league that I'm a part of, a lot of, which is featured on this channel, they had a NASCAR Heat League for a while, but yeah, Heat is just kind of garbo. So hopefully that'll start back up once NASCAR 25 is released. And if the online play is good, then I would probably expect that to blow up. And who knows, I might try a race or two. But we'll get to that when we get to it. We're still a long ways away from that. So Liveries completed? Not quite yet. I got a fucking... Which one was I on? Oh, 71. I gotta flip this shit around. It's weird because the manufacturer logos, when you mirror to the other side, the manufacturer logos appear the right way, but the created logos, you have to flip them around. It's fucking weird. But it's not really that big of a deal. Just that a little wee bit. Flip horizontal, and I gotta adjust that. Spin. And then I gotta move this down to here. That's spun a little too much. Close in. There we go. It's a little smaller. So it's not clipping through the damn number board. Then we'll move this to the front there. So where's that? Lifeline needs adjusted. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There we go. Tilt it this way. Then move it up a little bit. There we go. Moved up a little bit and tilted. This needs moved up a little wee bit. Yes, I do have some OCD-ish tendencies when it comes to this shit. There's Pepsi. I talked about this earlier, but they're coming out with a new variation of their wild cherry flavor. I guess tomorrow. It's called Wild Cherry and Cream. I'm actually interested in trying that. Because I like the Dr. Pepper and cream soda. That was pretty good. So I want to give the new wild cherry flavor a try. I was looking at the list of games to be released in 2025, and the only racing game is NASCAR 25. Not really. Wreckfest 2 is coming out sometime this year. And of course, the a set of Evo games is, I guess, released into early access. So that's another one. But Wreckfest 2 is actually the one I'm looking forward to, because I've played Wreckfest so damn much, mainly because of League play. But you know, the thing about that game is there's so much variety to it, because there's real world racetracks, ovals, road courses, There's rallycross tracks, there's derbying, there's all kinds of different shit in that game. So it honestly makes me wonder what WreckFest 2 is going to be like. And hopefully the painting tool on that one is more than just having fucking, pre-made numbers and logos put on it. Hopefully it'll be a somewhat decent painting tool. Like, it doesn't have to be mind-blowing or close to Forza's. Just something, like I said, allows you to be a little creative with it. I mean, honestly, I would have been fine with... I'm fine with the pre-made, like, sponsors and shit. The only thing I would really, really wanted for WreckFest 1 was the ability to basically pick your number, basically. At least for the console version. I know on PC you can actually import custom schemes by going into the game's code and using like painting tools like what the fuck is that painting tool called? There's one that you can get for free. GIMP. That's the one I was thinking of. WreckFest 2 didn't appear on the list I saw. Oh, well, apparently they said that it says that it's going to be releasing sometime in 2025, and apparently you can have it pre-downloaded onto your console. It won't show up on the console itself. You have to go to the Xbox app, either on your phone or on your computer, and it'll allow you to download it onto your console. Well, pre-download it. What do you think of the NASCAR 2025 schedule? I think it's okay. Let me look at it real quick. I can't remember it right off the top of my head. I do like the fact that they brought the Clash to Bowman Gray Stadium. I thought that was cool. Bring it back to a classic racetrack that they used to run at. I thought that was cool. Daytona 500, of course. Atlanta. Then Circuit of the Americas very, very early. Like, this is the earliest we've seen Circuit of the Americas. Which is fine. But one change that I really don't like for COTA this year, they're going to a shorter variation. And it's like, I looked at that variation that they have, and it's like, Jesus Christ, these drivers are going to be fucking worn out from this variation. Because at least with the longer track, you have a lot of straightaway to rest. They're not going to get much of a chance to rest on this circuit, the shorter circuit. So I'm not a real big fan of that. In-season tournament. The in-season tournament. It's an interesting idea. I do like the concept of an in-season tournament. I mean, it doesn't have any bearing on the championship, but it doesn't really need to. It's just a fun little deal. And if it earns the drivers some extra money, then, you know what, that's fine. I'm all for it. Phoenix. I mean, honestly, race in Mexico. I actually like the fact that they're actually going back to Mexico. Because I actually liked it when the Xfinity Series went there. Because they went there in 2005, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Then they went to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and let me tell you something. The Xfinity Series at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, that was appointment television. Like, every single year, that was one of the best, if not the best race of the entire season for the Xfinity Series. Like, every single time they went to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, it was a certified banger. But as far as Phoenix goes, I mean, if they're going to keep Phoenix as the championship race, it should really only have one date. It shouldn't have two. But that's my opinion on the matter. Las Vegas, Homestead, Miami. They have Homestead, Miami early in the season again on March 23rd. Although, I think they're doing some renovations for Homestead this year. So, in preparation for next year. So, I'm thinking, hopefully, it means 2026 they'll move back to being the season finale. Because let's be honest here, Homestead, Miami is the true season finale. They never should have moved the finale from there in the first place.
Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol, of course. The Jack Links 500 at Talladega. Jack Links Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch. God, I love those ads. Texas Motor Speedway, which sucks major dick. Then Kansas Speedway. Sometimes it's the best race of the entire year. You remember Xfinity races in Mexico, 2005, 2008? Yep, I remember those. Martin Truex Jr. won the first one. I know Juan Pablo Montoya won one. I think Kyle Busch won one. I can't remember who won the other one. But I know Truex won the first one. And Juan Pablo Montoya won one. I'm trying to remember who won the other one. Because I think Kyle Busch won one as well. I'll have to double check that. And North Wilkesboro, I'm glad they got North Wilkesboro back onto the schedule, that resurrecting it basically. Now the next step is giving it a fucking points paying race. That's the next step. Coke 600, Nashville Super Speedway. When are they holding Nashville? 7 p.m.? Okay, it's back to being a night race. Thank you, because having Nashville in the daytime was fucking stupid. Because Nashville in the daytime just wasn't good at all. But once you got it into the twilight and into the nighttime, it seemed to be a good race. I don't know why that is, but that's just how it happened. So I'm glad they moved it back to being a night race. Michigan, and of course Mexico, that's June the 15th. So I'm actually looking forward to that one. And of course this is on the this is on the revamped Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, because after the Xfinity Series left there in 2008, they went through some major renovations to that track because they wanted to attract Formula One back, which they did, although I don't know how much longer they're going to be on the Formula One schedule. And then the in-season tournament, which is at Atlanta, the Chicago Street Course. Apparently the Chicago Street Course might not be coming back after this year. Of course, even though the first 2 years have been pretty good, they've been plagued with weather problems, which is crazy. But I like the idea of a street course race for NASCAR. Here in Brazil, NASCAR is broadcast on YouTube in 2024. I don't know if it'll also be broadcast on YouTube in 2025. I don't know if it will or not. I do know that they're launching their own NASCAR channel on Tubi, which is a Fox streaming service, a free streaming service that you can get on like if you have Roku, a Roku box, you can get Tubi, and they're releasing a NASCAR themed channel on Tubi, I think this year, and it'll have classic races and also rebroadcast races from the current year, which is a pretty cool idea. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be back-to-back road/street course races, because after the Chicago Street race, it's Sonoma, which honestly should be part of the West Coast swing, because they go to Circuit of the Americas, then Phoenix, then Las Vegas. How about we add Sonoma to the West Coast swing for a change, instead of having it in fucking July when it's just brutally hot, in California during that time. How about we have it as part of the West Coast swing in March for a change, where the weather is nice and cool. And also, have you seen Sonoma during the springtime? It is absolutely gorgeous. Like fields of green. It's like, that would be a perfect backdrop for a race there. You know what I mean? And plus, yes, it's during the wet season, but they have rain tires now. So why not give it a shot? I mean, I don't understand holding Sonoma in July. I just don't. Then they have Dover, and then Indianapolis. The channel called Band broadcasts NASCAR in Brazil. Okay. And then the Iowa Speedway. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I didn't really think much of the Iowa Speedway when it was announced for 2024 because the rumors were going around that Circuit Gilles Villeneuve was going to be put on the schedule, and then it wasn't, and at the last second it was Iowa Speedway, and I was just like, really? But honestly, the Iowa Speedway actually put on a pretty solid race last year. It was actually a solid race. I was like, okay. And then Watkins Glen, Richmond, which is only going to have one race this year. I mean, let's be completely honest here. The racing, do you know any Brazilian categories? Not really, because I don't really follow Brazilian motorsports. I know they have a variation of sports cars, I think, that are kind of similar-ish to the supercars. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not entirely sure. But I'm stock car. Oh yeah, NASCAR Brazil. I forgot they had that. That's right, because Daniel Suarez won a race down there, and then I think they disqualified him after that. Porsche Cup, stock car. Okay. God damn! Which one of you cats farted? Jesus. Whew. Smelly. Anyway. So Richmond. Yeah, Richmond. Yeah, the racing there hasn't been that good, and they have not been selling out there at all. So, yeah, going to one day it would probably be the best for them, because look at Dover. NASCAR Brazil and Euro NASCAR. I do know Euro NASCAR. I've watched some Euro NASCAR here and there. I don't really have a favorite driver. I just usually watch it for shits and gigs. And sometimes I put it on as background noise. IMSA has been on the rise recently. 2024 was pretty fucking good as far as IMSA is concerned. Petit Le Mans in particular was fucking amazing. So I'm actually looking forward to NASCAR Canada. Yeah, that's the what the hell are they called? NASCAR Canada now. Fuck. I'm trying to remember. And then the rest of the schedule, same as usual. Darlington. The odd thing is, Worldwide Technology Raceway in the round of 16. The first 2 years of this race sucked dick. The third one was okay. NASCAR Mexico, yeah, the NASCAR Mexico series. I've seen a little bit of that. I have watched some NASCAR Canada. They call NASCAR Canada something else. Let's see. Sanction Series, Cup Series, Xfinity, Trucks, Menards. So it is just called the NASCAR Canada Series? I thought they had a title sponsor. Oh, it was the Penty Series. That's what it was. That's what it used to be called. It used to be called the Penty Series because that was the title sponsor. Yeah, it used to be sponsored by Canadian Tire, and then it became the Penty Series in 2016, and it was a 6-year agreement. And then they renamed it into the Canada Series, and Penty's and Iverium are still serving as, without name sponsors. Penty's is still their title sponsor, as well as Iverium, but they're presenting partners. Kind of like You know how the Cup Series has those 4 presenting sponsors like they do with Formula One? That's how they're doing it now. Yeah, it used to be called the Penty Series. So yeah, I know about Canada Series. I've watched it from time to time. Some of the racing there is pretty good. Alright. Cool beans.
Alright, let's finish this up. Let's see, is there anything else I want to do to it? I just feel like the supercars.
When I watch a NASCAR race, I only watch the last race stage.
I mean, you might as well. Because, I mean, I've never been a fan of the stage cautions. I mean, I like the idea of awarding bonus points at various points of a race. I'm actually a fan of that because, you know, championship points can, you know, motivate drivers because it's like points towards a championship. I just don't like the idea of throwing cautions, like fake cautions in the middle of a run. You know what I mean? I mean, let the fucking race play out. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm not doing NASCAR reviews this year, because NASCAR, they just don't fucking get it, dude. Like, it's so infuriating because they keep trying to tell you that nothing is wrong with the sport, and the problem is there's something very clearly wrong with the sport. I mean, why the fuck do you think there's an antitrust lawsuit against them right now? And it's not looking good because their motion to dismiss the lawsuit was denied. So now they're really in trouble. Because if this case goes to trial and they go through the discovery phase, oh boy. And that is the last thing they want. Because all of their financials are going to get exposed, including how they do business. Yeah. And apparently that little clause in the charter agreement where they said they can't be sued apparently might not be legally enforceable. So don't be surprised if the other teams that also signed that charter agreement, don't be surprised if they happen to join 2311 and FRM in the lawsuit. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but don't be surprised if it does. Because if it's not enforceable, then... Yeah, because Slap Shoes, he made a video about the whole thing recently, and at the end of the video, he said, at the end of the day, when it comes to NASCAR, the house always wins. And my question now, after all this, is like, are you sure about that? Did I make you too late to finish delivering? No, I don't have to go to bed yet. Because I don't have to get up until 7. And I go to work at 8:30. So. But I think this one is done. Check things up. Wait a minute. the Canon one up a little bit, because the end is kind of clipping into the bend right there. I don't like how that looks. 24 hours of Daytona on iRacing. Yeah, I was gonna watch that, but the guy I usually watch wasn't competing this year because he was in Charlotte doing like media shit, so I just said fuck it. I know some of the guys from Spare Parts were racing in the iRacing 24. They wanted to get a team together, basically Team Spare Parts, but Kyle was out of town this week. I think for one of his son's hockey games, I think. Memory serves. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the actual 24 Hours of Daytona this coming Saturday. Because IMSA has been on the rise. Like, in terms of the healthiness of motorsports right now, IMSA is probably the healthiest right now. I don't have PC and console. Oof, that kind of sucks. But yeah, IMSA. I would definitely recommend getting into IMSA because that is probably the purest form of motorsports that we have right now. Because it doesn't have playoffs, it doesn't have stages, or any of that shit, which is ironic considering that it's actually owned by NASCAR. It's just not run by the same guys as NASCAR. And thank God for that. But, good Lord, I think the Rolex 24 this year has over 60 cars entered for it. Last year they had record-setting crowds at a lot of their different venues. And they also, near the end of last year, introduced their 19th different manufacturer. Which is insane. I mean, NASCAR, they have been trying to get a fourth manufacturer into Cup for years, and they just haven't been able to do it. IndyCar just has 2. Australian Supercars only has 2. British Touring Cars only have a couple. IMSA has 19. I mean, you want to talk about a freaking variety, a buffet line of manufacturers. Like, that is crazy. But that's a good thing, because it shows that a lot of people are really getting into sports car racing. Whereas, in the early years, maybe, in the 1990s, 2000s, it's kind of an afterthought. But, now they have their own YouTube channel. They got, TV deals on NBC and all that stuff. Verstappen crashed and received a 40-second penalty. Oh, on, whoops. Whoopsie doodle. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Rolex 24 this year. Which is I'm actually looking forward to IMSA as a whole this year, which is the main reason why I'm covering it on the field this year, along with IndyCar. I mean, I might still watch NASCAR, but I'm not interested in doing race reviews for it. Which car Chevrolet chose for 2025? 1 second. My OBS is being a prick. Come on, wake up. Which car Chevrolet chose for 2025? I do not know. '25 NASCAR Cup Series. Chevrolet. The Camaro ZL1. I'm not familiar with that at all. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be their model for 2025, the Camaro ZL1. I think Toyota still has the Camry, and Ford is using the Mustang Dark Horse. Hmm. Let's see. I think Camaro's out. Well, it's a different Camaro. It's the Camaro ZL1. Like, it's a different model of Camaro. Let's see, front, left side. Roof. Right side. 12:30 a.m. in Brazil right now. It's 10:30 here. Some Eastern Standard Time. And rear of the car. Actually. Let's just go ahead and put the YouTube channel right there. Why the fuck not? Oh yeah. One other thing. Would it be good night for you? What, you leaving? Going to bed? I don't blame you if you are. I'm probably gonna be going to bed here in a minute. Once I get this done, let me put my name up here on the door. Well, my gamer tag. There we go. Only me appeared on the stream today. Yeah, well, that happens. I think there's a couple other people I guess that are popping in every now and then, but, it is a late night on a Sunday, so people are probably watching football right now, or were watching football, but, it's fine. I don't mind one bit. Shit. Yep, I think that'll do her. I think this one is ready. Yeah, there's now 3 in here, but yeah, I think you were the only one that's been commenting, which I appreciate, I like shooting the shit sometimes. Just getting on here and just talk for a bit. I don't mind it one bit. Yep, I think this one is ready. But since IFEA is allowing me to do unlimited liveries for this series as opposed to the Cup series, which you're only allowed 3 primary liveries, there's a couple more that I want to do, but I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Save the current car. Oh, shit. Oh. There we are. I'll take the pictures and post it to the Discord tomorrow. I'm exhausted. And I gotta get up. I gotta get to bed and get ready for work tomorrow. So, which is funny for me to say that because I literally just started my new job last week. So, yay. But that's a good thing because my unemployment basically ran out. So it's good that I got my job when I did. But that's going to do it for tonight's random ass live stream that kind of came out of nowhere. But, you know, I just wanted to get on here, paint the car. I wanted to paint more than one, but because I wanted to get on earlier. But as usual, my computer was being a prick. What should have taken like 5-10 minutes of setup instead took like 45 because the computer is so fucking slow. I'll be so glad when I can get my new computer. I won't be able to get it with this first paycheck because my first paycheck doesn't come until the 31st because it's a bi-weekly paycheck for this job, which is going to be weird. But that one I gotta pay my lot rent and get some necessities. But the next paycheck I'll probably be able to start looking for a new computer because this one is really starting to show its age because I've had this one since the beginning of the channel and this is year 7 of this channel. So I mean, it was great in its early years, but it's really starting to show its age now. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. I don't think I'm gonna be on tomorrow because I'm definitely interested in doing some more of these kinds of live streams where I'm just sitting here and painting and shooting the shit, or sometimes maybe even racing just for shits and gigs. But I probably won't be on tomorrow night because tomorrow night's the national title game and I really want to see Ohio State win the national championship because that would be awesome. Tuesday night I might do a live stream, so we'll see. And hopefully Wednesday I'll be able to fucking live stream Clash Challenge Championship because I haven't been able to the first 2 weeks because again my computer is being a prick. So, but that's gonna do it for this random ass live stream. Thank you very much for watching, especially those that popped in every now and then. MD162, thank you for sitting here and talking with me tonight, talking some racing shit. And for those that pop in, you know, after the fact in the archive, thank you very much for watching, and see you again next time. So take care. Come on.